Hello, it's Erica Augenstein, dental hygiene graduate, 2011. So about 6 years now, I've been a hygienist. Okay, so as far as my survey, barriers and challenges of being a successful dental hygienist, have you considered additional education after receiving your dental hygiene license? Yes, I have. I am currently in the process of obtaining a master's in public health. Since I graduated University of Michigan, I've worked in public health. So I thought a master's in public health would be great. Okay, have you pursued additional education after receiving your dental hygiene license? Again, yes. Yes, I have. I've probably started my master's program probably 3 times now, and every time I would not complete the first course. It would just become hectic. But this very last time, I have enrolled and stuck with it. So, what barriers did I come across pursuing my education in dental hygiene? When I first heard that question, I actually thought to myself, nothing. I didn't have any barriers at all. But when I actually sat down and thought about it, I had many barriers. I was an older student, so I was married, I had a family. So just getting back into the habit of studying and a routine was very hard. And actually being married and, taking kids to school and, taking care of a household and dinner and helping my son study for school, that was a huge thing, because after being out of school for so long, it was very hard to get back in. And without my family, I would not have been able to do that, because I depended on family members to pick up and drop off and help with projects and do things like that for me so I could study. I also rearranged my whole life. Every weekend, I would take my son to the library. We'd stay all day. He would study and do his homework, and I would study and do my homework. So that became a new part of life. And also being an older student was challenging as well, because I felt like a lot of the instructors, kind of called us all kids and like looked at us as kids when we were in fact the same age, or they may have been younger than me. So I didn't feel like a kid. So that was a thing too. Okay, what challenges did you experience in pursuing a dental hygiene education? Well, it was very challenging. The program itself is very challenging and demanding. I've never taken more than 4 classes a semester. Maybe 3 credit hours a class. So the program was 5 to 6 classes per semester. Each class was demanding, challenging, hard. Each class required, studying, exams, projects. So that was very challenging. And also test taking and just the way that they worded the questions. I was not used to that. So I found that very, very challenging. And I am not ashamed to say that I had to repeat 2 classes. It was embarrassing. It was, an experience that, I knew that I didn't give it 100%, but I just wasn't used to so much on you at once and everything being so demanding that I did have to end up repeating, a class because it was very challenging. Are you interested in becoming a dental hygiene educator? Yes, I am. And I, in fact, I am teaching on the community college level. I became interested in teaching while I was doing my own hygiene program. I felt that for someone like me who needed to look at the information a different way, I felt like in the program it was like, do it this way and that's it. So I had to figure out how to study and understand things on my own. So I felt that, I would be a great instructor because I felt like I had something to offer, maybe a different point of view, a different way to look at something. Also, I felt that my instructors were very not rude, but they weren't personable. They weren't, I didn't find that anyone really gave me any tips or tricks or little things to help me. To me, it was more so, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Get it right next time. So I try to take that time out with students to explain things. And this is why, even though everything is not going to be 100%, and even if some areas that you may even get a 0 on, I'm always very, well, this is what happened. This is why you're getting a 0. And, at least try to be nice about it and explain why this is happening. I don't feel like I got that as a student. I felt that I would have everything together. There's nothing that I can be marked down for, but then there was always something. So hopefully I am a better instructor and know how to express that to students where they don't have to feel so bad that something is wrong, that they learn from it instead of feeling like it's, this is wrong, this is wrong. Do you see dental hygiene education as a viable option to take? I do. I wanted to try to get into dental hygiene education. It literally took me 5 years of applying, 5 years of interviewing, second interview, third interview, come back, another interview, a year later, another interview. Hygiene in general, I think it's all about who you know, who you've become friends with, the associations, the memberships and things like that you keep. Every job that I've ever got as a hygiene professional has been through a friend or through someone I went to school with or someone that I've known. And the same thing went for becoming an educator myself. Of course, I applied, but I didn't know anyone. So finally, I got lucky. New director, new program. She came across my resume and she remembered meeting me at a meeting. So it's all about who you know. And it actually just worked out. So I do think that it is a career that we can get into, but it's also a very hard career to get into. And once you get into a position where you can become an instructor, no one leaves. So that's a thing too. It's very hard to get into. So how can we change the dental hygiene educational route to make it better and more desirable, in your opinion? Well, I don't know about this one. How can we change the educational route? I actually think the route that we take as hygiene students, it's good. It is. I mean, it gives you the core values. I do believe every class is needed. Everything was great. I guess I don't really think anything needs to change. Of course, I can say the workload will change, but at the same time, having that type of pressure put on me made me a better person and a better student and more prepared to pursue a master's degree. So I do appreciate it. It was hard at the time, but I do appreciate it. And I'm not exactly sure if it should be changed. It definitely, I think it can change with the educators who kind of will give you that experience. The educators your instructors will shape your career and how you want it to go. So I think in that way it should change. The people in the position to educate students can be a little nicer, or I'm not going to say lenient because we can't be that, but a little warm and more friendly and inviting. Well, I'm going to leave a little space here for any editing if you need to edit, but I don't know what else I can say about the profession. I do enjoy it. I love it. It is my passion, and becoming a dental hygiene instructor is even more my passion now than it was being a clinician. I am still a clinician as well, but now that I am an educator, I love it, and I would like to make it the end of my career as being an educator. Thanks.